Hi, everyone. Welcome. How was your day? How was your weekend? Yeah, it was the 4th of July this past weekend, wasn't it? Hopefully you didn't get too many stray animals your way. Hopefully, it seems like a lot of places are starting to go to drones, so hopefully that'll, instead of fireworks. So let's fingers crossed that stays and becomes more popular, and so then we have to worry about less animals getting scared and stressed and PTSD with former veterans. So today we are going to talk about healing through writing therapy. So a lot with that. So we're turning it into 2 parts. Today we're going to talk about the benefits of it. Next week we'll talk about how to get into it, getting started with it. And no, we're not talking about your medical records either. So don't. I know sometimes that does feel like writing therapy to some degree. But yeah. So some of the benefits include, so it can reduce stress. So it can be like cleaning out the clutter or clearing out the clutter in your mind, releasing pent up emotions and easing tensions. So whereas in your medical records is literally just facts, right? This is more like your emotions about that case. So you can get those emotions written out that you want to. Even if you're, I'd say, even if you get frustrated with like the client, the decision they made about their animal, if you don't agree with it, obviously you can't say that to some degree. You can always, like I always tell my husband, like you can always say no to euthanasia if you don't agree with it. You have that right as a doctor to say that. But also too, if a person doesn't do the treatment that you feel, they want to take their animal home instead of providing necessary treatment or whatever. So those emotions obviously can't go in the medical record, right? But writing them, like for you to be able to write and get them out, you kind of get that. You can get, if writing it down, getting it out, you can do that outside of the medical record, obviously. And so it's like getting it out of your system. It also can increase self-awareness. So reflective writing helps you identify triggers, patterns, and responses, allowing you to understand what's contributing to your burnout. So if you're going through and they call it journaling, or writing down like your thoughts and feelings consistently about things, sometimes that can help you lead to like, oh, this is what's causing my burnout. This is what's causing this. So in turn, then you can see what you can do about it, to help you with that, to help prevent it from triggering, help prevent it from burning you out, or what measures you can take to, to do that. I guess the way to look at it is, so let's say you constantly get a headache at a certain time every day, right? And then you start writing down what you're doing. And then when you go back and you look at it, you find that at a specific time every day, you're eating something, you're eating some sugary thing or whatever. And you're like, oh, well, not long after that, I start getting a headache. So I wonder if this is causing my headache. So then you go the next day, you're like, you don't eat that sugary thing, and then you don't have a headache. So then in that term, but you kind of need whatever it is that you eat. So you find something to replace it so you don't get the headache, in sense. Or I guess a better thing, Grey's Anatomy episode. Yes, this was like years ago. A specific doctor was doing something and the patients were getting sepsis. Well, and then they came to find out when a specific nurse was on, they didn't get sepsis because there was a procedure the nurse was doing earlier on than what the doctor had requested that caused the patient not to get sepsis. So same function. So you write things down, you can find out what's triggering your burnout in hopes that maybe you can do something to help prevent it or to work through it. Also, too, it promotes resilience. So exploring solutions, reframing challenges, and shifting towards a growth mindset can help you build resilience and a more positive outlook. So kind of what I just said. So it helps you to be able to know these challenges are coming, get through it, and work through it the best way to work through them. It provides a safe outlet, so it offers a private and confidential space to express difficult emotions without fear of judgment. This is so important, especially if you don't have someone that you can talk to. I know a lot of couples are in the field together, so you don't want to discuss work when you get home because that's all you do. Both of you work the same job. Some do, some don't. I'm always open. My husband discusses a lot of it with me and what he goes through, but I also know there's a lot he doesn't discuss because there's so much. And it's not that he doesn't purposely tell me, just doesn't purposely tell me. It's just, again, it's just so much. It's just you, I guess, subconsciously omit it, if that makes sense. So it's not you purposely don't tell someone, you just don't think about it. And so I think this is really good if you don't have someone to talk to. So those feelings of anger, those feelings of hurt, those feelings you don't feel comfortable even telling someone, you can write them down and get them out of you. I'm a huge believer of getting the negativity out. So you can put it on paper, just get it out of your system. You've said, so it's kind of like once it's said, you can't take it back. But it's same thing. You can write it down. Nobody even has to know, what your thoughts were, what you're feeling, and then in a way, in your own way, you have said it and you've gotten it out. So, yes, that is one of the biggest benefits of healing through writing therapy for you all, as well. It also facilitates processing. So it can help you process your experiences, especially traumatic or emotionally charged ones, enabling you to move forward and find meaning. So a lot of times I talk through cases with my husband, or I should say he talks through cases with me, especially ones that bothers him. I've worked with him. I've known him long enough. I know his medicine. So a lot of times, if there is a case that was bothering him, we'll talk through it. And I'll go through, okay, so why did you do X, Y, Z? Because that doesn't sound like something you would do. Or what was your thought process behind this? And, it's very interesting because I'm also one of these people that I feel like sometimes as doctors, I don't know if you believe in a higher power or, what your beliefs are, the universe or whatever. Sometimes I believe that God finds people and he works through people. And there's been times and cases, like my husband, like he'll tell me things. He's like, yeah, and he did this, this, and this. And I just look at him and I'm like, it's like, it'll be okay. God worked through you. And it happened for a reason, and it turned out for the best. And it was very interesting. Like the cases this has happened is turned out for the best, like best for the animal, best for their parents, or the animal, the animal's parents. Like it's, so it, so sometimes, especially in those cases, if you don't have someone to talk through with, like when you write it down, then you can kind of see like why certain things happen when you don't understand it in the moment. Especially if you do have a belief in like the universe, higher, a higher power, higher energy, whatever you believe in, in time too. So that's also good. It also improves mental and physical health. So studies have linked regular expressive writing, healing through, anyway, to reduce anxiety, improves mood, better immune system functioning, and even lower blood pressure. So, which is all of what you need in your position that you do and what you do. So, like I said, to me, I feel like when you write it, you're getting all that negative energy out. Some people talk about how, like, sometimes it can get, like, I guess the quote unquote downfall, it could be too much in a sense. Like, if you're constantly writing negative things, and then, it could lead to that, where I think, so what if you're constantly writing negative things? Like, as long as you're not festering on those feelings, writing negative things can help get it out of your system. Now, if you're writing the negative things and you're festering on the feelings, like you're still feeling negative, feeling those negative feelings and all that, then definitely talk to someone. That's not good. But if a lot of your writing is negative, but you're not festering on those negative feelings, so what? Keep doing it. If it's working, do it. All right. So, yes. So that's pretty much it for the benefits of it. It's definitely something good that you can do. I think writing, even with your records, medical records, they're official documents. Just make sure you document everything. I say that it helps you, it helps the animal, it helps the patient, depending on what what situation you're going through. My husband even had a case where he saw the Yorkie after it had been at the groomers, and the groomer had mistreated the Yorkie, and something it did it was the groomer's fault, and the Yorkie didn't make it, and my husband had to go testify in court. It was his medical records that was the thing. It was the thing that helped them win that case. He went as an expert witness. Their expert witness was a equine specialist, and of course the lawyer had to explain to the judge the difference. But anyways, no fault on the judge. I mean, that's not the judge's fault by no means. But yes, my point being, I know you all do a lot of writing, medical records. Definitely document. But outside of that, hopefully, if you can, like, find writing and journaling. we'll talk next week on ways you can get started and things that there's different things that you can do. There's different aspects to it. So is it even, not necessarily just writing in a journal. So there's different ways you can go about and doing it, and you may already be doing it. And if you are, great, keep doing it. So with that being said, remember, if you need to talk to someone, you have the peer-to-peer with Lifeboat with NOMV, Not One More Vet. They do the peer-to-peer. You can speak to someone within 24 hours. It's 72 hours when you first sign up, and then once you sign up, it's 24 hours. It's free. You also have, right now, you have 988. Like I said, I'll keep you posted whether that's went away or not. If you need to speak to someone immediately, or you can text home to 741-741. So yes, please, if you're having any kind of feelings or thoughts, please reach out to someone, because remember, you're important. What you do is important, and there is somebody who cares. All right. Until next week, take care of yourself.